Nah. I'm gonna hold Tom Brady accountable. Yes, I'm holding Tom Brady accountable. You supposed to be a mentor for Shedeur Sanders. And then I seen this clip going around where you talking about when you used to play in the NFL, when you scored your touchdowns, you always involved the offensive line. You wasn't really into the individual celebrations or about you and your personal branding. You was all about the team. And then guess what? The internet is undefeated. They showed touchdowns where you was celebrating, personally doing your branding. I'm upset with Tom Brady is because you supposed to be a mentor. You supposed to be a guide, a leader for Shedeur Sanders. And you smart. You a genius when it comes to football. You got the championships, no doubt. Where was the empathy at? Where was the leadership at? Right? Even if that is something you looking for as an owner of the Las Vegas Raiders or somebody that got influence, why you ain't direct them? Why you couldn't bring them into the Las Vegas Raiders and show them? Now I know what you're gonna say. That clip wasn't aimed at him. It wasn't towards him. I get it. But you a mentor, Shedeur Sanders. Everybody knows, including you, that the words that you're gonna be saying. Everybody's gonna look his way. Cause he always say he looked up to you. We know y'all work together. We know that you mentored him. Why couldn't you bring him into Las Vegas Raiders camp and then show him the way, show him what to do? He has a lot of pressure coming to the NFL, more pressure than you were facing when you came into the NFL. Why do he got to be so humble and do this a certain way? Is it because he African American? Is it because he black? Is it because who his dad is? Let's really talk about it, Tom Brady. Now, I seen a clip, and I'm going to let y'all see it, where Tom Brady talks about what it means to be the third string quarterback and how you have to work your way up. That's what Shedeur needs. I'm going to drop that clip so you can see it. I'm going to drop it right now. But that's what Shedeur needs.
And he said, Brady, I want you to stop worrying about what all the other players on our team are doing. All you do is you focus on the starter, the second guy. You don't worry about what you're focused on. You came here to be the best. I want you at this program. And if you're going to be the best, you got to beat out the best. I would complain all the time that the guys ahead of me were getting more opportunity than I was. There was a certain amount of repetitions in practice. The starter would get 20, the backup would get 10, and I would get 2. And I'd go in and I'd say, well, how can I ever get better? All these guys get all the reps and I only get 2. And he said, just go in there and focus with the 2 that you got and make them as perfect as you possibly can. So I said, okay, that's what I did. They'd put me in for those 2. Man, I'd sprint in there like it was Super Bowl 49. Let's go, boys. Here we go. What play we got? And I did really well with those 2 because I brought enthusiasm. I brought some energy, and I had a little more confidence in myself. And it went from 2 reps to getting 4 reps because those 2 were pretty good. Then I had 4 good reps. Then I got 10 good reps. And before you knew it, through this new attitude, through this new shift, focus on what you can control. Focus on what you're getting, not what anyone else is getting. Whenever you get an opportunity, you take advantage of it. You treat it like it's the Super Bowl. You treat it like it's game day. Go out there and treat practice like no one else does.
Shedeur needs Tom Brady to tell him about when you get your 2 opportunities, you take it. You make the best of it. You treat it like it's a Super Bowl. Then those 2 opportunities go to 4, and then you'll get to move up. He needs those mentorships. He needs those advice. Tom Brady, where was that at? Why couldn't you do that for him? Why couldn't you help draft him and teach him and bring him and start him from the bottom and work him all the way up and give him everything you got? Instead of not talking about him, but talking about him. Basically that's what you're doing, because you know that any comments that you say about a quarterback that y'all looking for, who y'all want to draft, and everybody's gonna look Shedeur away. Why you didn't draft him? Why you didn't do that? Though that video that's going around, let's talk about what type of quarterback you looking for, the things you look for. People is gonna look at Shedeur. You know that. You've been in the league long enough. You dominated the league. Come on, Tom Brady. Why you couldn't show Shedeur love? Why you couldn't give him the guidance? Not saying he needed. He got a dad, he got a father, he got a strong support team, but he look up to you as the greatest quarterback of all time. You know that you his mentor. You know that you'd have been out there with him. Why you couldn't coach him through it? Why couldn't you bring him on the Raiders and really guide him and show him instead of talk about him? Why couldn't you do that? But then they wonder why there's a gap, there's a bridge from our age group to theirs. And they wonder why we don't want to really work or talk or deal with them. You wonder why. Because instead of helping, and really mentoring and being there and really being a support system to him and bring him into the Raiders camp and show him the right way to do it. You rather talk about, what you look for and why you don't pick certain quarterbacks and why it's not about their branding and you're bashing them and all of that instead of really showing them the way and really showing them the way. And that's my issue. That's why I'm holding Tom Brady accountable. Everything you say, people gonna look at Shedeur. You could have did better, Tom Brady. It don't make no sense. And I'm tired of people talking about, his brand and who he is. Why are y'all mad about that? His dad was like that. He got more weight than any other person that has came out of college. He's doing it for a whole culture. And y'all don't like it. What's the problem? What's the issue? Let's really get down to it. That's why I said earlier, is it a race thing? Is it who is his father thing? I want y'all to really explain. Y'all gonna say, well, it's none of those things. You're gonna cover it up, right? You're gonna say, no, it's just the cockiness and the self-promotion and all of that. What's wrong with having confidence in yourself? Yeah, he do. He get back to his community. If you go back from Colorado, he always had his offensive team with him, doing dances, celebrating with him. He did so much. He gave a lot of NIL money to his offensive line, to other players. So it's not really about himself, but do y'all not like that he's who he is? That's really what it comes down to. But why not, though? Because from everything we've seen, he's been a good person. He hasn't gave you any reason to not think that. And he's young, so he's going to make mistakes. Maybe he did interview poorly. But you his mentor. You couldn't bring him in like, this the way you should have went about it. This the way you should have did it. And did y'all hear what Michael Irvin said? Michael Irvin said during the draft, Deion Sanders was fighting cancer. And everybody thought it might be the last time he may live or any of that. And all that everybody was hoping for is that Shedeur get drafted and he was able to see it. If that ain't cold, I don't know what is. If you don't got love for that, I don't know what you got love for. What? And guess what? None of them, both Shiloh and Shedeur, none of them said nothing. Went out there and played, did their best. Never seen it. Act like it didn't faze them. Gave praise to God. Did all the great things that you want to see from great humans. Man, the NFL, the league, man, y'all owe them apologies, man. Y'all owe them opportunities. We're not asking you to give nothing to them. They deserve it. They earned it. I know ain't nobody gonna say that. I understand. But man, it's crazy. He was going through all that. And y'all say he was a 5th round draft pick. Y'all think that's okay. That's what he deserved. Nobody believes that's true. Nobody. It's crazy. But I'm just accept a Tom Brady because we hold you to a higher stature. And you as a quarterback that started from the bottom, why you couldn't mentor Shedeur? Why couldn't you show him the way? Why couldn't you bring him to the Raiders program, camp, team, and show him? Why couldn't you? If he needed to work or operate a certain way, you could have showed him, but you ain't want to do that. So I want y'all to see these clips that I'm talking about. The last clip where he talking about what type of quarterback he looked for, what he wanted drafted. I want y'all to see. Make sure y'all hit that like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you agree or disagree. We can debate. Let's get to it. Peace.
I think that's way more intimidating than a quarterback doing his 6-shooter guns and pointing up in the crowd and doing all that other bullshit that's very self-promotional, but it's not about winning. When a quarterback throws a touchdown pass, I actually watch to see who he goes and celebrates with. Because what did I do? I looked for my offensive lineman every time. I went down and celebrated in the end zone with my teammates every time. I wanted everyone to feel like they were part of the success. I told the linemen, we're all running to the end zone and we're celebrating as a team. Because I think that's way more intimidating than a quarterback doing his 6-shooter guns and pointing up in the crowd and doing all that other bullshit that's very self-promotional, but it's not about winning. And I think winning in football is about a team, always a team attitude first.